I love pooping. But like most people, I used to be determined to defecate discreetly. A few years ago, I was on a road trip with friends when I felt something brewing deep inside me. Something frightening, angry, and vengeful. This indeed was my dookie. As soon as we got to a truck stop, I dropped this nuclear bomb. When I came out of the bathroom, not the closet, my friend looked me up and down and asked, "Girl, are you good? We all heard you poop." I was terrified. So I did what anyone would do. I pretended it never happened. Wait, did you say oop? Hoop? You want to play basketball right now? Stop. This experience matters for two reasons. First, it's my attention-getting device. And second, it reveals the stigma surrounding how women handle our poop. Ugh. While it may seem silly, our stool is a major part of our health. I would know. I have IBD, aka inflammatory bowel disease, aka your colon's worst nightmare. If you don't know about it, I don't blame you. Most Crohn's queens and ulcerative colitis cuties stay quiet because addressing the most intimate moments of your life in front of people is, intimidating. But IBD can lead to cancer and early death. And according to Boston's Children's Hospital, around 1.6 million people are affected by it, most of them women. So let's explore why women are hesitant to receive proper treatment, why this is harmful, and sniff out solutions for gassy girl bosses everywhere. So why do women have such a hard time receiving the right treatment for IBD? It's misogyny. Yeah, you probably could have guessed that was coming. But two specific causes: medical bias and gendered standards of cleanliness. First, when IBD baddies go to the doctor, our symptoms are often misattributed, downplayed, or dismissed entirely. And this is nothing new. According to a December 2022 NYU article, medical misogyny goes back to the ancient Greeks, like Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, who also believed if a woman wasn't pregnant, her uterus would mosey up her body and wrap its tiny, slimy arms around her neck and, oh my god, strangle her. Oh god. Okay, maybe he said something a little bit different. But the healthcare system still operates on patriarchal ideas. For women with IBD, this manifests in doctors telling us, "It could just be a period, you know." Well, doc, last time I checked, my uterine lining didn't exit through my ass, thanks. Or our symptoms are otherwise misattributed to something like IBS, a syndrome with similar symptoms, diarrhea, but less severe health consequences like intestinal lymphoma and colon cancer. Second, girls don't poop. At least according to Tammy Peterson, the greatest op of my kindergarten career. Student Edge of October 31st, 2019 elaborates. From early childhood, we're programmed to believe girls in women's bodies should inherently be cleaner than men's. A standard that's hard to meet when the inside of your toilet bowl looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. And like me, before this video, this shame is deep-seated. Because I was too embarrassed to talk about my symptoms, I never learned if they were abnormal and took too long to seek diagnosis. I didn't want to be labeled the poop girl. I wanted to be a baller. Touchdown, yes. When we stigmatize discussions of caca, not only do we contribute to this cycle of shame in women, but we fail to learn about what symptoms are serious enough to seek help for. So, considering factors that interfere with understanding of our symptoms and keep a diarrhea diva's mouth and ass shut, we have a better understanding of why IBD misdiagnosis, or lack of diagnosis at all, happens in women. Two sets of harms resulting from mistreatment and the avoidance of treatment. First, when women are misdiagnosed, they are often mistreated. According to a January 2023 article from the National Library of Medicine, women generally take longer to get diagnosed and are misdiagnosed at higher rates than men. Yippee! For IBD sufferers, according to a December article from the National Library of Medicine, 10% of patients are wrongly diagnosed with IBS, which is a big issue because IBS and IBD have different consequences and treatments. If doctors mistakenly think IBS is more common in women, women will be overrepresented in IBS trials, underrepresented in IBD trials, and less likely to be diagnosed with IBD, which just further decreases the likelihood that women will be correctly identified, that IBD will be correctly identified in women. And that's exactly what's happening. If the significance isn't clear enough, this is the difference between cut dairy out of your diet and you need regular colon cancer screenings. Secondly, when women with IBD feel shame and don't get diagnosed, we don't just ignore the physical symptoms, turning our brown snake into a red anaconda. Our mental health also gets worse, adding anxiety, depression, and decreased libido to the mix. Not me, though. I stayed a freak. Y'all saw me doing that joke earlier. According to, you guessed it, another article from the National Library of Medicine database, but this time, May 2013. Women often avoid colonoscopies because of embarrassment, the key way you get diagnosed with IBD. It's ridiculous. I mean, who wouldn't want to drink a gallon of suspicious gloop and have a strange man probe your ass? During my worst symptoms, I was in chronic pain, anxious, depressed, and wondering if I should leave school because I was too tired to go to class. All while not knowing how to explain my poop was keeping me home. And I have a moderate case. People with extreme symptoms rarely leave their bed. IBD baddies, everyday reality, means we need to get serious about this. Oh, sorry guys. I get a little nervous when I start talking about two solutions: supporting women in the medical field and shameless toilet talk. First, female doctors better understand the nuances of women's pain and the hesitancy to diagnose that comes with our dismissal. If you know a woman in the GI field or medicine generally, support them. So instead of some dude sticking his fingers up your ass, it'll be a woman. Seriously, more diversity in the medical field helps counter historical misunderstanding and mistreatment of women's IBD symptoms, which contributes to a more comfortable environment for all who have experienced medical misogyny. And second, we need to be loud, and not just in the bathroom. I mean, we all do it. I know one of you pooped today. It doesn't have to be all the time, but discussing our bodies without shame is important. Once we accept that nobody is perfect, we can focus on what matters: our health. So don't be afraid to tell your friends you get constipated when you're stressed, or you've got a weird rash that just won't go away. Oh. So if they're struggling, they know it's safe to talk about it and to seek medical help. Shooting the shit about shit doesn't make you gross. It makes you human. Today, we've explored the causes of IBD misdiagnosis, its harms, and sniffed out some solutions. Since IBD is invisible, you likely care for someone who has it, even if you or they don't know it. So let's validate women seeking treatment for their bowels and be open about our own struggles, so more people can say, like me, I'm not just a girl who poops. I'm a bitch who shits.